Tell me more about Texas, specifically. The great state of Texas. And so Texas has been at the forefront, right, of... I always think Texas is interesting in that, in general, it's at the forefront of a lot of social issues. Right? You've got a changing demographic in Texas, right, through urbanization with some of our big cities. We've got, 4 of the largest population cities out of the top 15 in the United States, and they're growing. And they're becoming more liberal and younger. And I think that against the backdrop of the old conservative red state, Texas, has not just made immigration at the forefront, but, anything from healthcare to THC we're talking about yesterday, right? And so a lot of issues. But what are some of the unique issues or challenges that you face because we're in Texas?
Well, so there's just the geography of it, right? We have the largest border with another country of any of the individual states that are in the continental U.S., right? So it's a very present day-to-day thing. But on top of that, the state has taken it upon themselves to do a level of enforcement that is usually federal in nature.
For example, Operation Lone Star.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, right? And that's an obstacle to navigate, right? It is completely different than the stance some other states have taken. And so to be caught between both federal and state enforcement really charges things for the immigrant communities that we're serving here and for the folks who are trying to serve them.
Yeah. And I guess from a legal perspective, too, when you're layering state and federal, right, it must get tricky about who has precedent here, right? And what's the one where... It was Senate bill. It was it was a low number, maybe SB 3 a couple years ago, in which it gave local authorities the ability to make immigration arrests.
Yeah, so immigration is a civil matter, right? It is not something that is criminal in nature, and so enforcing on civil stuff or criminalizing is an interesting wrinkle.
Yeah. Headache.
It's different than you would find in, say, Washington State or Oregon State, but...
Yeah, but in the same vein, it's nice to think that although there are more challenges here, perhaps if you can be successful here, maybe you can be successful anywhere.
One can hope, right? I think it's the vanguard of pushback for humanity and for welcome for these people who are coming to the United States. And nobody really is going to come here and declare asylum just because.
Right.
That people don't do that on a whim. I live in North Austin, and it's hard to get me to drive to South Austin. Can you imagine? Like, how many people do you know who moved to a different part of the city? And then you're like, I guess I'll never see you again.
Yeah, it's true.
And I know that that's glib.
Right.
And I don't mean to make light. I'm just trying to make it human so that people can see the degree to which folks have to be desperate to make these moves. And that's why it's important for us to be here.
Yeah.
That's why it's important for people to be pushing back in spaces like Texas.
Yeah. I always used to try to... When I worked in immigration and refugee services and talking to, people that didn't align, I used to dumb it down to a very put yourself in their shoes example. And where I would say, okay, you live just the other side of the border and you say, hey, if I can somehow get over there, I can make 50 times the amount of money. I can live a safer life. I can set up a base for my family for generations to come. And so am I going to stand here and wait? Or am I going to try to get over there?
Right. Well, and the other
I know that seems very dumbed down, but
well, sometimes you have to, right? Because of that thing where folks don't think of immigrants as humans. They think of immigrants, the monolith, the invasion, the wave, whatever it is that has been created in their mind, rather than thinking about you, Sam, are a person who have made choices that exist in context, right?
Right.
But for me, it's like, yeah, it would be better over there, but think about how bad it would have to be for you to leave everything you know, your home, your family, your language, your way of life. Like, what would it take for you to make those decisions? And don't we owe that person respect and compassion for doing that?
Yeah, no, absolutely.